Hello sports fans, and welcome to this fast edition of the Cavalier Sports Report. I'm your host, Anthony Juarez, and I'm sitting here right now with track star, freshman Alex Sanders. How are you today?
Pretty
Alex?
good. How are you, man?
Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
So as I said, you're a freshman. What's the jump from high school to college track like?
Well, you know, in high school you could get away with a little more. You know, you didn't have to be as diligent, but you know, I know in high school I had a real good coach who made me focus on the little things, you know, and that's the big jump in college. You have to focus on the little things, and you know that's really what makes you better.
Johnson County does a good job of recruiting local here in the Kansas City metro area, and you're actually blessed with having some of your high school teammates on the same track team now. What's that experience like, knowing some of your teammates?
You know, it makes the transition a little bit easier because, you know, at first you meet a lot of people you really don't know, you know, and you're a little bit timid, but, you know, it just makes the process a little easier knowing somebody, you know, so it's fun. Speaking
of the process, what did head coach Blumker do to make that process just a little bit easier for you?
You know, he just has a lot of good, you know, assistant coaches, you know, from Coach Batliner to Coach Stanley, my sprinters coach. You know, those guys, you know, they make it easy. You know, they're dedicated, and, you know, they really put a lot of time into us, and, you know, I really appreciate it.
How do you personally prepare for each race that you run?
You know, we go through specific drills, you know, warm-up routine, but after that, you know, I usually try to focus, you know, calm myself down to kind of, I wouldn't say meditate, but just kind of, you know, really think about the race and really how I want to, you know, visualize, you know, that's what it is, but just kind of go through the race, how I want to do it, you know, to make myself better.
Going through some meets here in the season, you said that you ran into some of your former teammates. What's that like, competing against people you know personally?
It's fun, you know, it always it's like a little competition, you know, to kind of see how, you know, they're doing. You know, you get to see how good they're doing now. You know, you race against them in high school, you know, you got to race on the same team. Now you're racing at different colleges, so it makes the experience fun.
Here at Johnson County, you're blessed with an indoor facility that's tremendous, and also you run indoors. What is that like personally, knowing that you don't have to run outside in the 30-degree weather we have right now?
You know, there are benefits to it, and there are also downfalls to it. Sprinters, you know, yeah, the 60 meters just, you know, straight dash, but the 200, you gotta have two turns, you know, and it wears on you a little bit. It's a little harder on the body, but I mean, it's a lot better than running, you know, 30-degree weather any day. So.
And you actually did run some indoor meets in high school.
Yes.
And so how did that affect you in college, making that transition a little bit easier?
Well, you know, it definitely made it easier. I was used to it, you know, so I mean, it wasn't that big of a, you know, a difference, you know, so it was something I was comfortable with.
This Wednesday, you leave for Texas Tech in a pretty big matchup here. Touch on that and how important it is when you leave.
Oh, yeah, this Wednesday we're leaving for Nationals down in Texas Tech, you know. We'll pretty much be going up against the top, you know, sprinters, you know, in all the nation, and, you know, we really got, you know, a great bunch of guys going down here and girls, so I mean, we really should put up, you know, good numbers and maybe even bring back a championship. So.
From football to baseball all the way down to track, all fast people are asked, who's the fastest person on your team? Who do you think the fastest person on your team is?
You know, that's a good question. I would have to say Sean Smith.
You have to say Sean Smith?
Yeah.
And why is that? What makes him so fast?
Well, you know, Sean's just a strong runner, you know, and I definitely envy that in him. You know, I'm more of a, I guess you could say, quick runner, but he's definitely more powerful.
More powerful?
Yeah.
Excellent. Once again, thank you, Alex Sanders, for joining us today on this edition of the Cavalier Sports Report. Make sure you check future shows for more insight on Cavalier sports. I'm your host, Anthony Juarez, and thank you for joining us.